Hey everyone, happy hour has started and I have a special guest. I told you guys I'm a crazy cat lady and I have two cats. Well, this is Grace. She's decided that right now it's time for her to hang out and assist me at my desk and basically just walk back and forth in front of the camera. So if you see a little shark tail going back and forth, that is what that is. She is my crazy tortoiseshell. She's got a lot of personality, but she's very sweet. Anyways, I wanted to get on here to talk with you guys today about goal setting. I do have my wine. Today I am drinking, it's called Moon X. You can get it at Trader Joe's. So if you do not have a Trader Joe's, I apologize, but you might be able to look it up online. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of a red blend. Yesterday I was drinking, it was a sparkling Pinot Grigio, and let me look up the name of it. It was really good though. I liked it a lot. It was called Contadino Pinot Grigio. It is a sparkling Pinot Grigio, and some of us like bubbles, so I thought I would let you guys know so you knew which ones to maybe look out for and try next time you're out getting wine. Anyways, thanks for joining, Jill. I'm excited that you're getting the Passion Planner. I know you're going to love it. What size did you get? Did you get the smaller size or did you get the bigger one? And what color? Because I love details. Because mine is in the rose gold. Before that, I had the teal, and I got the undated. I wasn't sure if you got the undated or the dated. But regardless, you're going to love it. Anyway, so cheers to happy hour. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the lesson today. And if more people can hop on, great. If not, if you're catching the replay, feel free to leave any questions or comments that you have. Also, I wanted to remind you guys that Sunday will be the last day that I have this group set to public so that anyone can add whoever they want to this group. If you have a friend or a family member that's thinking or does have a business that's currently struggling and doesn't really know the power of Pinterest, feel free to add them to the group. Oh, you got the smaller black one. Okay, cool, Jill. I'm excited for you. It's really great. The two other ones that I had prior to this bigger one were the smaller ones, and they fit perfectly in a purse, so it's really great to grab and go. So I hope you enjoy it when you get it. You said you were getting it Monday, so I can't wait to hear how you like it. Anyways, all right, so let's get into goal setting, guys. But as I said, make sure you're inviting people to the group. We have about 18 members right now, and I'm super, super excited to have you all here. I also wanted to let a few of you know who are newer to the group. Make sure you go and introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about you and what your favorite wine is, most importantly, in that thread. I tagged a few of you in it, and please make sure to do that because I just want everyone to be connected. Yay, Shauna joined us. Hi, Shauna. Okay, so I'm going to dive in. If you guys ask any questions, I'm not going to see it because I'm going to go through my outline, my lesson plan for the day, but if I will circle back at the end if there are any questions, okay? All right, so we're going to get into goal setting tips and methods, things that I've tried that have worked. I'm kind of a personal development nerd, so I love listening to podcasts and things and watching Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives and just finding out what works for people and what doesn't, because I feel like I struggled a lot with anxiety because I tend to overwhelm myself with the amount of things that I think I can do. And I don't know if you're the same way, but I tend to, think that, oh yeah, I can get like 20 things done today when really realistically, maybe 5 things are realistic, maybe 6, depending on how busy I am with other stuff. So these are some methods that have really helped me break things down and reverse engineer stuff to help me accomplish whatever goals I set for myself. And this also, I wanted this lesson to kind of show you that, being realistic with your goals is better. That way you're, I still want you to be ambitious, but at the same time, I don't want you to say like, I want to make like $100 million in, 1 year from Pinterest. I want you to be a little more realistic as to where you're at and what you kind of feel like you can line up with emotionally, so that you're not like self-sabotaging and you're actually able to reverse engineer to accomplish whatever goals you have set for yourself. All right, so let's get into it. The first point I wanted to make is SMART plan goals. So if you're not familiar with SMART plan, it is a it's not an anagram. I don't know the specific term for it. I feel silly for not knowing. But basically, it's a way to break down how to set goals for yourself. So we have SMART plan. So S is for specific. So specificity is necessary when you are setting up a goal. M is for measurable. So you want to make sure that you give yourself a number and a deadline. So get specific. A is for actionable. So you want to make sure that you have an actionable plan to accomplish whatever your goal is. And that's kind of what goes in hand to hand with like the brainstorming tips we thought of yesterday. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go back and watch the time management and brainstorming tips video. It's a little long. It's about 34 minutes, but there's a lot of great information in there. R is for realistic. As I said, I want you to set realistic goals that you can actually accomplish so that you're feeling successful the entire way. Time bound. T is for time bound. Time bound means, like I was saying, with measurable, make sure you're giving yourself a deadline. P for plan. P is for paper, so make sure you're writing your goals down. L is for listing the steps to achieve that goal. So this kind of, as I said, goes hand in hand with the lesson from yesterday. So make sure you're taking pen to paper, giving yourself a moment to kind of collect your thoughts and get it all out on paper. A is for ahead. I want you to think in the mindset of what are some potential roadblocks that I might encounter during this journey so that I can help navigate around them, or at least keep a less anxious mind to be able to problem solve. And I mentioned this yesterday in the brainstorming video about, it's okay if you don't know. It's okay if you have no idea what you're doing, but I want you to kind of cultivate that mentality of, well, if I did know what I was doing, how would I do this? What would be my next step? So think of it in terms of that. That way it seems a lot clearer, and you're not claiming to be a know-it-all. You're not claiming to know what you're doing, but if you were that professional or that business person that you're aspiring to be, what would they do? How would they handle things? What would their next steps be? So kind of think in those terms. N is for now. I want you to do it now. If you guys haven't read the book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, I highly recommend it. Basically, she talks about, whenever you have a goal or something that you're trying to do, just get it done in the first give yourself 5 seconds and then just do it. Like, especially if it's something you're dreading doing, just get it over with. That way you can move on to more fun things, and you'll feel more productive because you handled the thing that you didn't want to do. So it's easy to push it off till later, but you need to be proactive. Create your plan to crush your goals as soon as possible so you have a roadmap for your next steps. Now, I want to use this as a moment to segue into kind of my favorite way of goal setting. While I do typically use the SMART plan goals method, I do also use a method that Chalene Johnson is a huge proponent of. And if you're not familiar with Chalene Johnson, I did link a couple of her podcasts in the post yesterday for brainstorming and time management. So make sure you download those on your phone. I believe if you have an Android, you can watch her on Stitcher. Or I'm sorry, not watch, but listen to her on Stitcher, or you can use the podcast app if you have the iPhone. She also has links to her episodes on her blog, so you can also listen that way as well. But she is really big on 90-day goal setting, and I find that this has helped me so much when it comes to trying to plan a huge goal that I want to maybe do in the next 90 days, and helps me reverse engineer it so it seems more actionable and it doesn't seem so overwhelming. So I am able to kind of map out the steps so it's not, as I said, it's not as overwhelming, and it allows me to kind of think in different terms so that I'm not thinking like, I'm not planning a goal for the year. If you plan a goal for the year, that's a lot more steps to break it down and retroactively plan what I need to do. If I do it in 90-day sections, but then break it down into 30-day sections, it makes it so much more digestible. So when you set goals the right way, you focus your energy and effort into tasks that propel you and your life forward in the direction to create true happiness and feeling super productive. The method creates fast approaching deadlines and forces you to set goals that are both challenging and realistic at the same time. So I want you to be realistic in the sense that when you set a goal for yourself, you're probably going to hit the mark about 80% of the time. So don't beat yourself up. It's better to set bigger goals for yourself and not quite get there rather than setting mediocre goals and not getting there at all, or even achieving those mediocre goals. As long as you get almost there and you're getting better every single time and you're turning it into a habit to kind of revisit what your goals are and what your priorities are, you're going to be successful in the long run. So sometimes we just don't want to do, like we just don't want to do it, trying to turn our business into achieve 100% every time. It's like getting through a workout. Like it's sometimes you really have to motivate yourself and push yourself and hang on to the feeling that you're going to be feeling once you're done with the workout. When you have down days, you can see I have a tortoise shell. Ooh, there she goes. There will be down days. You're a human. You're human. You're going to have down days. It's okay. You need to be realistic in the sense that, like, you know, it's not going to be perfect every single day. And you just need to be kind to yourself and compassionate. And just as I said in the video yesterday, make sure you're just being compassionate and always looking forward for the next day. Say, I'm going to do better tomorrow. I'm going to do better tomorrow. I'm going to do better tomorrow. And as long as you keep that forward thinking mindset, you're going to be fine. So as I said, don't beat yourself too much. Don't beat yourself up too much when you have slip-ups or missteps that set you back a little bit. Setting a goal and achieving it is one thing, but if you fly through life only focused on the goal you're trying and going for, you're going to miss out on a lot. Think back to the last time you achieved something you were really proud of. I'll give you a second. What was the last time you achieved something you were super duper proud of? Think about it. All right, I'm giving you a second. If you can, think of it. I want you to put it in the comments, all right? I want you to think now of the journey that you took to get there. Can you remember that and think of that and focus on that? Honestly, the journey is probably the biggest part of goal setting. So you're going to value achieving your goal so much more when you experience the journey 100%. So as I said, try not to beat yourself up. It's all a process. Everyone's human. We're all doing the best that we can, but you don't need to be perfect 100% of the time. And you're not always going to achieve your goal 100% of the time. Thanks for those of you who are joining. I'm excited to have you. If you love the journey, you'll love life no matter what your goals are. That's pretty... I find that a lot of people get really caught up in the goal and they don't really focus on the journey, and they just get all bitter and anxious and pissed off, and I don't want that for you. So I want you to kind of cultivate that mindset that you're just getting better a little bit every single day. And that's also why I like to, with this challenge, kind of give you little digestible pieces every single day that help you cultivate that mindset before we get into this Pinterest challenge, because I want you to set realistic goals for yourself for the next 60 to 90 days with this challenge, even after this challenge is over. If you decide to work with me after this challenge, great. If not, no biggie. But like, I just want you to go away from this challenge with a better understanding of some realistic goals that you can actually achieve and you can actually do. Because I 100% believe everyone can do this. It's just a matter of what your priorities are and how what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're willing to say no to in order to say yes to something else. So when you're achieving goals, make sure you remember to consider what you can realistically achieve and when. So there's nothing worse than overloading yourself early and then quitting on your dreams before you even start. And I've definitely been there where, you know, I've been that person that says, I'm going to have a 6-figure year, and I don't even get close. And I feel like I wasn't quite in alignment with my goals, and I didn't really know how to get there, and I didn't have that mindset of, well, if I did know what I was doing, like I was saying, I feel like that's just such a mind shift that I feel like everyone should definitely start implementing, because for me, it changed everything. And it's helped me kind of get to a place where I delegate more, and I'm totally okay asking for help when I need it. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to ask for help, or they think they can do everything themselves. And while that may teach you some things along the road, if you want to be successful and you want to get to that next level, especially with your business, you need to start thinking in those terms. All right, so next is setting attainable goals, or break up the larger goals into smaller goals. So like I was saying earlier, it's okay to set big goals. If you want to set a goal for the year, that's fine. I don't really encourage that, but I do, if you do decide to go that route, then make sure to break that year-long goal up into 90-day goals. And then from there, break them into 30-day goals for each 90-day period. So goals are a part of life, so enjoy the day today as well as big successes. So when you do achieve a goal, I want you to celebrate it. And I don't want you to just, you know, pat yourself on the back. Like sometimes you need to really treat yourself, because that will give you that encouragement to keep going. So if you're a person that really loves to get massages, then treat yourself to a massage, or treat yourself to a mani-pedi, or treat yourself to a nice dinner out with your husband, or treat yourself to a girls' night out, or, you know, do something fun for yourself that helps you stay motivated. Goal setting is also a habit. So I know everyone hates hearing that, because really, I have to do this regularly. But really it is. You do need to start setting goals regularly, or not even setting goals, but staying on top of the goals that you set for yourself. If you don't want it bad enough, you're disciplined, and it's going to fall through the cracks, and you're not going to stick to it. So you need to start developing that discipline. That may mean you need to set a reminder in your phone every 30 days to focus, or to take some time, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, to circle back on whatever goals you have set for yourself and realign with them, and figure out maybe what your next steps are. Maybe you've had an epiphany and you thought of something completely new, and you want to add that to goals you've already set for yourself. You just want to make sure you're constantly revisiting it. That way you're staying on track. So that kind of goes to my next note, which is setting aside time every day where you write your goals out. And that goes in alignment with what I was talking about yesterday, like brain dumps. And funny enough, before I got on this live, I too was doing a brain dump. So I set 10 minutes, and I think I started going on the next page. I probably could have done a million more things. I have so many things in my mind right now that I'm trying to accomplish, that I need to just get it out on paper so that I can figure it out. So you want to make sure you're setting time every day where you are doing a brain dump, or you're figuring out, like doing some brainstorming to figure out what your next steps are. Not just every 30 days. Although I do think it's really important to do that every 30 days. You definitely want to, what's the word I'm looking for? You do want to not retroactively, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to reverse engineer it down to daily tasks that can help you achieve your 30-day goal. Reverse engineering is huge. I didn't really come upon reverse engineering until 2014, when I really took this blog more seriously as a business. And it basically helped me set monthly goals for myself to get to my yearly goal. So just make sure you're giving yourself about 5 minutes every day to kind of work on that. And those, give yourself small individual tasks that you can do to help you get to your goal. So those small individual tasks that you complete will get you on your way to accomplishing that big goal for your life. And make sure you have accountability in place, like we talked about in the video yesterday. You want to make sure you have someone accountable that's holding you accountable, so that you are taking action and accomplishing the things that you are trying to do. You don't just reach your goals by setting them. You really need a layer of accountability to help push you. And if you want me to be your layer of accountability, I would happy to be that person. I just need someone to let me know. But as I said, I would really love for you guys to, or you ladies, because it's all ladies in this group, I would love for you all to pair up and hold each other accountable for things. So I'm going to go back through and just briefly summarize everything I just said, just to reiterate it in case you're taking notes, which I hope you are. We have the SMART plan goal. SMART plan is the formula for this goal setting method. S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for actionable, R is for realistic, T is for time bound, L is for list the steps to achieve the goal, A is for ahead, think about roadblocks you may encounter on your journey to help you navigate around them, and N is for now. Do it now. Set time to do it. Don't procrastinate it. And then we got into the 90-day goal setting method, but breaking it down into 30-day increments, which then breaks down into daily habitual to-do lists and tasks and constant brain dumps to find out what you could be doing to achieve your goal. Mind mapping is also a part of that, which we did talk about in yesterday's video. Then we talked about realistic expectations. So make sure you are setting realistic expectations for yourself that you can actually get behind energetically. You don't want to set something that you're not feel like you deserve, and then you end up sabotaging yourself. So make sure you're setting realistic goals that you're comfortable hitting 80% of the time, because that's statistically about how much people typically achieve the goals they set for themselves. It's about 80%. So if you can turn this into a habit, something that you get so comfortable doing every single day, it becomes a part of your everyday ritual, then you're going to have great success, because you're constantly going to be in alignment with your priorities, and you're going to constantly be working towards them. So try not to let yourself fall off the bandwagon. And if that means getting a pretty planner like Jill did to help her, to help you with those goals, then great. Do whatever helps keep you inspired. Do whatever helps, continue to propel you forward. The next thing we talked about was setting attainable goals and then breaking those up in large goals into smaller goals, which, as I said, kind of falls in line with being a habit and doing it every single day. Does anyone have any questions? I wanted to open up the floor. I have a couple people on live with me. So if you have questions now, I would be happy to hang out here for a few minutes to answer, especially if you have any questions, not only about goal setting, but about if you have any brainstorming questions or time management questions, or if you have any questions about the challenge at hand when we get started on Monday. I can't believe it's almost here. I'm so excited. But I will say that I am really happy that I've been able to jump on live with you guys most of this week to help you get ready for the challenge. Anybody? Jill? Lauren? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. I hope you guys are having a fun Friday night. I do have some tunes in the background. I was trying to keep it loungy like I did yesterday. Any questions? I'm going to hang out here for another 30 seconds or so, because I feel like I've been talking nonstop, and I want to make sure that these videos aren't crazy long, because I know everyone's time is super valuable, and I don't want to, I don't want anyone to jump on here and be like, oh my God, the video's 30 minutes. Jill, that's totally fine. I appreciate you giving me some feedback. Jill says, not right now, but I'm sure I will later. And that's totally good. Feel free to leave questions, comments in the thread, or feel free to reach out to me personally. If anybody needs me to be their accountability partner, if they don't feel comfortable reaching out to someone else in the group, I'm really happy to do that. I really am. Grace, come here. I was going to try and get Grace to say bye to you guys. Anyways, well, I hope that you guys have a beautiful night. Your homework for this evening will be to set a 90-day goal for yourself. And then I want you to retroactively create some 30-day goals for yourself. And then I want you to create some daily tasks for yourself. And I want you to start practicing every single morning, getting up, setting a timer for 5 minutes, doing a brain dump, and then prioritizing what you need to get done for the day. I mean, I realize that tomorrow is the weekend, but we're about to get started with this challenge, and I want you to really be focused on what's important to you and what you're trying to get out of this challenge. I want this to be a super valuable experience for everybody. Anyways, I hope you have a great night. Cheers. Thanks for joining on Happy Hour, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to talk about why people love using Pinterest, to kind of get in your audience's mindset, because that is super important when it comes to attracting the people that you're really looking to attract for your business. Anyways, I hope you have a great night. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.